What happens when a liberal activist tries to school Elon Musk? You won't believe how this backfired. You know Alyssa Milano, right? The actress turned activist who's never afraid to speak her mind, especially when it comes to criticizing billionaires like Elon Musk. Well, Alyssa thought she was about to score a moral victory with a big Twitter statement, but instead she ended up digging herself into a hole so deep, even Elon Musk couldn't resist throwing a laughing emoji her way. But wait, it gets even crazier. Alyssa's attempt at being woke didn't just backfire, it turned into one of the most epic PR disasters we've seen in a while. And trust me, you don't want to miss the history lesson she got while trying to take down Musk. Stick around, because this story just gets more hilarious as it unfolds. It all started when Alyssa Milano tweeted a bold statement about her decision to ditch her Tesla. She claimed that her moral compass just couldn't align with Elon Musk's controversial Twitter takeover. So, what did she do? She decided to swap her eco-friendly Tesla for a Volkswagen. Yup, you heard that right. The actress, known for being outspoken about social justice and morality, said she was all in for Volkswagen's electric car. And in true Milano fashion, she didn't hold back. She went on a rant about speech and white supremacy being pushed on Twitter under Musk's leadership, implying that a company like Tesla was no longer a good choice for someone with her values. But here's the thing, Alyssa missed one little detail. She didn't exactly choose the most morally spotless alternatives. See, Volkswagen, the company she just switched to, has a past that's far from squeaky clean. In fact, it's the kind of history you probably shouldn't overlook when you're trying to make a moral stand against hate. But Milano wasn't done yet. Oh no, her moral stance was about to backfire in a way she never could have imagined. Turns out Alyssa Milano's big move was based on a huge lack of research. While she thought she was taking a stand, she was actually walking straight into a historical minefield. You see, Volkswagen wasn't always the friendly brand it markets itself as today. In fact, it was founded in 1937 by the German Labor Front, a Nazi organization. Yes, you heard that right. Volkswagen's organization traced all the way back to Germany. But that's not even the worst part. During World War II, Volkswagen used forced labor to keep production running. So here you have Alyssa Milano, a self-proclaimed activist fighting for human rights, choosing to support a company that was deeply tied to one of the darkest chapters in history. Yikes. And you know what's even better? Elon Musk caught wind of the whole situation and he couldn't resist responding. What did he do? He didn't even bother to argue. Instead, he just posted a crying, laughing emoji. And honestly, that was probably the best response anyone could have given to Milano's epic fail. As soon as Milano posted her tweet about ditching Tesla for Volkswagen, the internet went wild. People immediately started pointing out the glaring hypocrisy in her statement. Hold up, you're mad about hate speech and white supremacy, but you're switching to a company founded by Nazis? Twitter lit up with memes and savage comments, mocking Milano's complete lack of awareness. The situation quickly spiraled out of control, and it didn't take long for people to dig up some old Volkswagen ads. Yep, those ads featured none other than Hitler. Talk about a PR nightmare. And it wasn't just regular internet users calling her out, celebrities and influencers jumped on the bandwagon too. But Alyssa was not backing down. Oh no, instead of acknowledging the historical blunder, she doubled down on her statement, trying to defend herself. But let's be honest here, when the internet's already piled on, it's hard to come back from a mistake this big. Now, you might think that after realizing the blunder, Alyssa Milano would backpedal a bit, maybe issue an apology, or at least acknowledge she could have done some more research, but nope. Instead, she decided to take her moral high ground to The View, hoping to explain her decision to an even wider audience. Bad idea, Alyssa. Milano launched into a full-on rant about billionaires, especially Elon Musk. She was furious about how Musk spent $40 billion to destroy Twitter, which, to be fair, is her opinion. But here's where things got awkward. Alyssa Milano is worth about $10 million herself, so hearing her lecture on billionaire spending was a little like the pot calling the kettle black. I mean, she's definitely not living paycheck to paycheck. She went on about how Musk could have donated that $40 billion to UNICEF instead of buying Twitter, and you know, maybe in another world that would make sense, but here's the thing. Twitter's actually doing better under Musk's leadership. More people are using it, and the platform is seeing growth again. Her whole argument was falling flat, and you could see the confusion on the faces of the View hosts and the audience. It was one of those moments where you just want to shout at the screen, Alyssa, stop digging, but she didn't stop. Instead, she rambled on, making it even more obvious that she was in way over her head. But wait, it gets worse. Just when you thought Milano couldn't make any more questionable decisions, she goes ahead and starts a GoFundMe campaign for her son's baseball team. Sounds innocent enough, right? I mean, we've all heard about crowdfunding campaigns for kids' sports trips, but here's the catch. Alyssa Milano and her husband are worth an estimated $10 million. Yeah, So why on earth is a millionaire asking regular folks to help fund her kid's trip? The internet was having none of it. People quickly started calling out her hypocrisy, questioning why a millionaire was asking for donations from people who can barely afford their next meal. What did Milano do in response? She didn't apologize. Instead, she turned off comments on her GoFundMe page. Classic move when you don't want to hear the truth, right? But she didn't stop there. She started retweeting other crowdfunding campaigns to try and show that everyone does this. Nice try, Alyssa, but people weren't buying it. Hold on to your seats because this is where the real punchline hits. Just a short time after asking for donations on GoFundMe, Alyssa Milano flaunted a $200,000 Porsche. Not just any Porsche, this one had a custom paint job worth $144,000, more than most people make in a year. And let's not forget, this was the same person who had just switched from Tesla to Volkswagen in the name of being eco-friendly. But now here she was, cruising around in a car that costs more than some people's houses. Public outrage was swift, and people took to Twitter to call her out. One tweet said it best: "You're asking for money to fund your son's baseball trip, but you're driving around in a $200,000 car? Seriously, Alyssa?" But it didn't end there. People started to question whether she even bought that Volkswagen at all. I mean, if you're cruising around in a $200,000 Porsche, why bother with a Volkswagen? Was the whole thing just a stunt? It was becoming clear that Alyssa Milano's attempt at being woke was nothing more than a publicity disaster. By now, Alyssa Milano's reputation was in tatters, and it wasn't just the internet that was turning against her. Word on the street is that Hollywood is starting to distance itself from her as well. Sure, they won't publicly call her out, that's not how Hollywood works, but suddenly her former co-stars are too busy for joint appearances. They conveniently forget to mention her in interviews about past projects. Ouch. It's becoming clear that Milano's image in Tinseltown is in serious decline, but what does this mean for her career? Is this the end of her time in the spotlight, or will she somehow manage to bounce back? But Alyssa Milano's mess isn't just about her. It raises a bigger question about celebrity activism. Are these stars actually practicing what they preach, or is it all just for show? After all, it's easy to get on social media and tell people how they should live their lives, but what happens when they're called out for their hypocrisy? Alyssa Milano has become the poster child for celebrity activism gone wrong. It's a cautionary tale of how trying to look woke can backfire spectacularly, and with more celebrities than ever using social media to push their agendas, you have to wonder, will they learn from Milano's mistakes, or will they continue to crash and burn? So, what have we learned here? Alyssa Milano thought she was taking a stand, but instead she ended up looking out of touch and downright foolish. From her Volkswagen blunder to the GoFundMe disaster and flaunting a Porsche, her entire PR strategy has been a disaster. Will celebrities like Milano ever learn? Probably not. But one thing's for sure, it's going to be fun to watch. What do you think? Will celebrities keep crashing and burning like Alyssa, or will they start thinking twice before tweeting? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.